Welcome to UPN TV, the channel dedicated to helping you expand your audience outreach. I'm your host Alex, and this is another episode of the ongoing How to Get More YouTube Views series. Previous topic was graphics for your channel, such as thumbnails and channel art. For this time around, it'll be focused on video quality, which is not to be confused with the content of your videos. Now, before going into the finer details of improving your videos within this aspect, let's address the most common mistakes that seem to appear on a decent amount of videos. And every time I see these, I can't help but cringe, not only because they're annoying, but also extremely easily avoidable. So, starting off, vertical cam shots. Yes, for all the people who do record with their phones, please take the time to rotate your phone 90 degrees to the horizontal position so your viewers can enjoy the full resolution capability of your camera. It is one of my own pet peeves to see a video that has half of the image cropped off because of this. I totally understand that a lot of you guys are using other platforms such as Insta Video and I believe Vine as well, and it can't be helped. However, if you're trying to target YouTube as your prime platform for video production, it's best to use a horizontal shot where you can see the entire picture. Secondly, we got shaky cameras. Again, unless you're trying to parody Cloverfield or a World Star hip hop video, keep this in the vertical cam shot away. A noteworthy tip to keep in mind when you're filming is that on a small screen of camera or phone, shakiness may seem relatively mild but will be much exaggerated on the larger screen. So if you notice that your hands are shaking a little bit in the screen, you might want to redo the shot just to see and on a bigger screen how that turns out. Thirdly, HD is the standard. Now what I mean by this is back when YouTube was starting out, with Nigahiga and Smosh at the top of the charts, HD really wasn't such a thing that cameras had capability of, and those cameras that did have capability of costed much more than the budget of an average consumer. However, since we are living in 2014, every camera, phone, child's toy seems to have HD capability, so there really shouldn't be any excuse for a channel to be recording in anything under 720p. Now that we got all the pet peeves gone and done with, we can move on to the means of recording your content, and I've broken it down into several categories depending on what you choose to record your content with. DSLRs, these are powerful cameras that have been at the forefront of video production, with usages in blockbusters, movies such as the Avengers. Interchangeable lenses are a great feature, especially if you're a small-time filmmaker trying to shoot shorts, and it allows you to buy a lot of lenses, especially the vintage lenses, on the cheap off of eBay and other online outlets. You just have to buy yourself an adapter to accompany it, and it's an affordable way of getting some really nice, interesting shots in camera without too much post, and it's obviously a really great choice, even if you do just want to up your video production and your video quality. Smartphones, probably the most common choice for a majority of you guys since you already have them with you on a daily basis. There are plenty of apps on Google Play Store or the App Store to help you record, but I think the default out of the box features for the iPhone and any Android models will just do perfectly fine. Camcorders, these come in various shapes and sizes, with some catered to the adrenaline junkies such as the GoPro Heroes, while others are suited to the average vloggers, and they're light, easy to carry around, and if you don't want to be lugging around the DSLR, this is the perfect alternative. Last but not least, capture cards and HD PVRs. Luckily for all the gamers who are watching, I do have a decent amount of experience with capture cards and HD PVRs, everything from the cheaper side of the spectrum, which will be the easy caps that you can get off eBay for approximately $10 US without shipping anything, or to the higher end of Blackmagic Intensity, Hauppauge HD PVR, which will fetch around 150-ish. So on a lower scale, I do not recommend using the EasyCap or any of the Pinnacle capture cards anymore. Those are standard definition. If I had to choose between the EasyCap or the Pinnacle, I would actually go for the EasyCap. Sure, the quality is not as great, but in the end, both of them are standard definition. There's a limitation to how great the quality can even be, and given the fact that the Pinnacle actually costs $40-50 when you could buy something that's way less, why would you even go for a standard definition capture card that costs that much? I've seen also the Roxio. I'm not too impressed by the quality. It's a little bit more expensive than the EasyCap, and I personally don't think it's such a great update. I'm talking about the Roxio standard definition or the non-HD version that I've seen a while back. However, for Elgato HD, I've seen those, and the quality, in my opinion, is fantastic for console gamers, and I would definitely recommend buying something like that or the Hopodge Gaming Edition and any of that sorts that can accommodate to the console games. Nevertheless, you do want to keep in mind that if you're using something like the PS3, you have to use component cables rather than HDMI, since HDMI doesn't allow you to record content. Additionally, if you're using PC now, there are lots of free sources, so I don't really recommend using Fraps. I'll go if you're using NVIDIA, they have own Shadow Play recording with their drivers and their download packages from their main website. If you want to prefer streaming or just recording with a sort of a versatile open source software, definitely take a look at Open Broadcast software. In terms of rendering and editing software, don't go overboard in this, especially if you do not have the money to do so. Focus on hardware in that aspect. You can get a lot of free software. You can even use Windows Movie Maker and still make it big. I know a couple of YouTubers who have made easily past over 10,000 mark just using Windows Movie Maker, since the quality of their video off in the camera within camera is already perfect enough, and you don't really need to go out there and try doing so much post editing. If you do insist on upgrading your post editing software from free sources and stuff, I would recommend getting yourself something like the Sony Vegas Pro series or maybe go with Adobe. That about wraps it up for today. Please leave all your comments and questions down below and give us a rating. If you enjoy the videos very much and you want to see more, remember that we have a brand new video every Sunday. So hit that subscribe button so you can get updated. We're coming up with a lot of upcoming shows that incorporate different YouTubers as well within the community. So it's awesome to see some collaboration on this channel, and I'm very excited. So see you guys next week.